The Nintendo Switch, an amazing console. However, is it still worth it in 2020? Well, I'll go through that in this video. Before continuing, make sure you subscribe. It's this red button that looks just like this below this video. Click on that as it's completely free and it helps support this channel and notifies you whenever I release a new video. I'll go through the pros first and then the cons of this console and how it is in 2020. Well, firstly, the concept is still great. The fact that you can easily just detach the Joy-Con so that you can play them separately to the console, so that and then you can also just put them back on and play them in handheld mode, which is really good for when you're going on the go. Also, the fact they can be on tabletop mode, forget about the kickstand, everyone knows how bad that is. The way you can play on tabletop mode is still also a great idea. I also love how long the updates take. They're super quick and don't take that long whatsoever. Also, I personally am a fan of the UI as it's really easy to use and looks really cool. However, then again, there's not that many things on the UI. Let's go into the cons now. One of the biggest being the Joy-Con drift. They could have easily fixed this by releasing new Joy-Cons and fixing the whole problem of this. But the Joy-Con drift is just so annoying. It's practically on every single Joy-Con. I mentioned this on the video I did on the Switch Pro, which I'll link at the end of this video, on how many people are just constantly getting the Joy-Con drift. Hopefully this is fixed in the next few years, but still, that's one reason that this is still not worth it. Seriously, Nintendo, storage, they only gave us 32 gigabytes of storage on this console. And the fact that the Nintendo eShop is so easy to get stuff from, and then they only had 32 gigabytes, is completely unreasonable. They probably wanted to earn extra money by you having to pay for an SD card from them. But nobody really does that anyway because of the price that they're selling it for. So 32 gigabytes is not enough. I'm expecting the PS5 to have a lot more than 1 terabyte, and this only has 32 gigabytes. That's pretty disappointing. The quality of the Switch screen it looks okay, but did you know that's only 720p? That's extremely low for a console in 2020. For example, the new Xbox and the PlayStation, maybe 4K only. You never know, but let's just say this is a lot lower than expected, as 720p on the Switch screen and 1080p output on a TV. They could have done better. Game cartridge prices are super expensive compared to PlayStation and Xbox, where the discs are super cheap compared to Nintendo. But then again, Nintendo can't exactly put an entire disc inside this. But they could have put discs inside the dock, which could have worked, but would have made the Switch a lot more expensive. Every console, including old Nintendo consoles, all had browsers. However, this only has YouTube, which I found extremely annoying. The entire time when you want to browse something on the Switch, you just can't. You have to get your device out. There are loads of hacks on this. You can check out some other videos that people have posted on how you can get into a browser, but it's really complicated and you might as well just do it on your phone. This is something that applies to Nintendo only, as other companies really haven't made that many portable consoles. But the borders on the screen are quite thick. They're thicker than a phone's borders, which are really annoying sometimes because you can just see the big black borders on the Switch. And also, that takes up lots of screen size, where you could have a bigger screen on the handheld mode with having the same size Switch. The Switch durability is reasonably okay. You could drop it once or twice and it should be okay with a few scratches or damages. But the Switch durability overall is terrible. You always have to buy a case, which is more money for Nintendo and other companies. All they're doing with this console is trying to earn more and more money, not really helping out the public. Having durability is one of the most important things on anything that's portable. For example, phones are durable, iPads are durable, this should also be durable. This is really disappointing, and it's not that hard for Nintendo to do so. They could easily just add an extra plastic coating or something without us even realizing. This would make it so much better and having people not to buy a case. So, is it worth it in 2020? Well, in my opinion, not anymore. If you're getting a second-hand one, then you might as well if it's in good shape. But there's no point buying a new Switch right now because they'll probably release one soon. Maybe a Switch Pro, like I mentioned in my other video, which I said earlier, will be at the end of this video. Because this console is practically dying now, and it's time for Nintendo to release a new one. If you enjoyed that video, please leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss my other videos. Thanks for watching.